To be with you. It is the 23rd of March, 2021, and I greet you in agape love. We are KTFalways.com. It stands for what? Keep the faith always in our Heavenly Father. I welcome you, and tonight we have another one of our infomercials, and it happens to be the latest product that I brought to you, colostrum. Colostrum. Can you see that right there? See that? Well, we have a gentleman. Actually, we have two people. We may have three people tonight that are going to talk to you about this colostrum. I bring you products that I believe in. I bring you products that I take. I bring you products that you need. You all know. In fact, I'll take your prayers tomorrow. I will be going in to have my third surgery. What they do is they go inside of me in my bladder and they scrape the wall. They say I have bladder cancer, third stage, and they gave me four months to live. But I'm about to complete 11 months. By the grace of God, by the blood of my Savior Jesus, I'm healed, I'm saved, and so are you. But our Heavenly Father also wants us to make sure that we take care of ourselves properly. There was a good reason for what He put in the Garden of Eden. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was told that I had this so-called health issue, you see, I don't proclaim it. I don't say the word. I don't like to. But when I was told that I had this third stage, I told the doctor, you're not going to hit me with chemotherapy. I don't believe in that. I think it's beyond stupidity. But what you are going to do is you're going to change my stents every 3 months. And that's what he's done. This will be my third time tomorrow. They knock me out. And about 5 hours later, I get to go home if I wake up. And they're a little bit surprised that I'm still alive. But you see, what I did is I went to my friends and I talked to a lot of nutritional people, nutraceutical people. And I learned the core to our immune system starts in the gut. We have these villi that are inside of our intestines. And villi absorb nutrition into your bloodstream. But unfortunately, we coat them, especially with gluten. Gluten coats our villi to the point where they're plugged up. And then on top of that, the gluten is food for certain bacteria that you don't need, like candidas. It's just one example. The gluten is feeding the candidas that is blocking the ability for food to be absorbed from your intestines into your bloodstream. There's no way you're going to get the proper nutrition into your body. Of course you're lethargic. Of course you're tired. Of course you catch a cold easily. Of course this, of course that. You are what you eat. And the very first thing that you put inside of you, thanks to your mother, was either breast milk or something equivalent to allow your fauna, your E. coli bacteria, the bacillus, the things that you need inside of your gut in order to have an amazing, powerful immune system. I bring you colostrum because this is a product that you need inside of you in order to fight the viruses and bacteria and fungus, the things that are out there in this world that are trying to kill you. God did not make a mistake when He created your body. It was perfect. Help your body by putting in the right things inside of you. Start by building your immune system. And that first step alone will help you to live an extraordinarily healthy life. We're not here to make any claims, but I am here to tell you, you need to take this. I want to introduce to you John, who is going to take over and introduce his guest speakers for tonight. And then when we're all done, it comes back to me, and yeah, I have dessert. What we'll do is we'll cover about 50-something questions tonight, okay? John, are you there?
Yes, I am, Frank.
Hey, buddy, it's so good to have you with us and your guests, your friends. I'm excited to hear about the testimonies because I just gave my testimony, which excited me. I thank you for bringing this product into my life. I believe in it strongly. And I want you to tell our listening audience the reasons why they should consider this. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, Frank, for this time and for that introduction. And you're on our prayer list all the time. And folks, I just want to talk to you about ANOVITE, which is the company that is putting out the colostrum and some other products. And we are so fortunate tonight that we have the founder, the creator of ANOVITE and these products, Dr. Anthony Kleinsmith, with us, and he will be on the phone here shortly. But I wanted to tell you, a few weeks ago, I had a friend of mine, and he started telling me about colostrum and ANOVITE. And I'll be honest, I'd heard of colostrum, but I didn't really know what it was. And so I started looking, and when he explained to me that his wife, who has some chemo-induced numbness and problems with her feet and has had for over 2 years from having multiple myeloma. Thank God she's in full remission. But he said after 2 weeks, she started feeling her toes again. And I'm like, what? And then I spoke to some other people who had been taking the products and hearing the amazing things and the energy levels that they were having. So I said, sign me up. So started taking it and have been taking it a little over 4 weeks now, and just being as honest as I can be, I don't know when I felt this good. It's like I said before, it's like you feel like you used to feel, but you didn't really know that you didn't feel like you used to feel until you started feeling that way again. And I just feel amazing. And I'm not worried about when the good Lord takes me home, but what I do want to have is quality in my years that I have. Because one of the good things today, I was blessed. I have a brand new granddaughter.
Congratulations.
And it's my first grandchild, so I am on cloud nine. So I want to be here to enjoy and get to spoil her. But after I started reading about these products, I found out that Dr. Kleinsmith has put together what I call the perfect surf and turf. The best things from the sea and the best things from the land. And it's just been amazing. And I can't help but want to tell somebody, because I love a lot of people and I want to see them feel better. But if anybody at the end of this has any questions or anything that I can help with, my phone number is 479-414-5387. And do not hesitate to call me. My email, if you'd rather do it that way, is the number 71 south@gmail.com. That's 479-414-5387 and 71 south@gmail.com. And now I would like to bring on my good friend and the leading money earner in our company, Mr. Shannon Pardue. Are you here, Shannon?
I'm here, John. Thank you so much. And Frank, thanks for having us on tonight. And our prayers are going to be with you. We know you're going to come through with flying colors.
Thank you.
We'll be with you tonight. We're going to take just a few minutes tonight and share a little information, and you'll know by the end of this call if you want to know more or not. And we are so excited. I've seen Dr. Kleinsmith for a little over 2 years now. We call him Dr. K. One of the most intelligent, caring individuals that I've ever met. And I'll share our story real quick, and we're going to go right on with Dr. K, where you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I've been blessed. I was born and raised in the cattle and construction industry in North Louisiana. With an athlete, I always played sports. Scripture tells us to treat the body like a temple with good reason. As long as we're here, someplace we have to live. And we were trying to do that growing up on the farm. We always had fresh vegetables and all that sort of thing. But as our parents moved to the stage, we had issues in our family like most all families do. We know the top prayer request in families is health is number one. Finances is number two. I've been asking ministers around the country for over 20 years, and those answers have never changed. Even before the latest pandemic, it was always that way. And we were no different when we started realizing that we needed to put better things in our body, better foods in our body. And we were blessed over 20 years ago to find out about this industry. And I trusted shared it with me, and we found out about some great whole foods from the ocean, and we had some phenomenal results. We just believe the good Lord put on this earth for our bodies need to work correctly. If our bodies get the right things, they can do some amazing things. And we became the top income earner in that company for over 18 years, and we've been blessed beyond measure physically and financially in this industry. And a few short years ago, we found ourselves in a position that we didn't ever believe we would be in. We were looking for a owner and a company and a product that we could stand behind. Reputation is everything for our family, and if I can't look you in the eye as a friend and know that you're going to benefit tremendously, whether or not you ever participate on the business side, the product alone has got to stand for itself. I simply can't share with you. So we look at companies and products all over the world. You got to go meet Dr. Kleinsmith. He's one of the top experts in the entire world in the field of anti-aging, immune building, and whole food nutrition. And he is a big believer in the two most perfect foods, as he calls them, on the planet, one from land and one from sea. We flew out. We spent some time with our family, and with Dr. Smith, got to know him, got to know about colostrum and his Limu Z product from the sea, colostrum from land. I was already a big believer in Limu. I'd been a believer for many years in that, but we looked at what he did, and he had taken it to a whole nother level than anything we had ever seen. And growing up in the cattle industry, I knew about colostrum. I knew if our new calves didn't get it, they didn't make it. And that was kind of the extent of that. I knew it was the first thing God made for every mammal, so it was critically important. I just didn't know we could utilize it through our lifetime. As we learned more, we got our family. If you don't believe enough in something to share with the closest people to you, in my opinion, you shouldn't share it with anybody. In 2 weeks, my father-in-law said somebody had sprayed his joints with WD-40. My mother has had some sugar issues, hypoglycemic type issues through the years, and just kind of felt drug out most of the time, low energy. And just a couple of weeks, my dad called and said, "You're going to have to do something with your mom." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "She's about to work herself to death. She used to go out in the rose garden and be there for 20 minutes, and she was done. She's out there for 2 or 3 hours now, and she didn't come in the house." I called and said, "Mom, what's going on?" She said, "I don't know. I just feel good. I don't get tired. I got energy." And friends, that's just the tip of the iceberg. As Frank said, we don't make any medical or health claims whatsoever. We just believe if you put the right things in your body, incredible things can happen. For me personally, less than 2 weeks of mental focus and clarity, we're back almost immediately, and I woke up and realized I just felt like I used to feel. So tonight, we're very blessed and honored to have the owner, manufacturer, formulator of our products, Dr. Anthony Kleinsmith, with us tonight. And Doc, if you would, I'd like you to take a couple of minutes here and just let everybody get to know you a little bit, your history, where you come from, and how you got going this direction with colostrum and Limu Z, if you would.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Shannon. My name is Dr. Anthony Kleinsmith. I have a dual PhD, one in nutrition, one in naturopathic medicine. I don't practice. I use it to formulate the products with. A little bit of background. I grew up on a small dairy farm, milking 7 cows morning and night by hand. I shoveled shine with the best of them. So I'm not afraid of hard work. Well, I got involved in colostrum from an anti-aging clinic where I was a research and marketing director for HGH, the synthetic kind. And I started getting all these different colostrums from around the world and shipping them into the #1 school ranked in the world, which was Cornell University at the time, still today, for their diagnostics capability. We found the right colostrum, and I struck up a friendship with the head of the endocrinology lab, head of the veterinary diagnostics lab, and the head of veterinary college, Dr. Donald Lyon. And he said, do you have at the time, I did not have my dual degrees. I had a Bachelor of Science in Finance. And he says, "What are you looking to do?" I said, "I want to find the best one out of this group that I sent you, and then I want to make it better." He said, well, how do you do that? You're not a DVM. You don't have a PhD. I said, easy. I grew up on a small dairy farm. If you make that cow healthier, she will give you a secondary crop, so to speak, of better milk, better colostrum. He says, you're right. So we struck up a relationship. They tested over 1,000 lots of my product. I put out my very first book in 1998. It did 750,000 copies. It was also the thesis for my PhDs, and it was on colostrum. Folks, I'm here to tell you colostrum is literally called our first food, right? But it's the most diverse whole food available today. Better than grains or anything else because, number one, it's all natural, but it's an all-natural nanotechnology because of its ability to benefit the entire body system simultaneously. You see, it has all of those natural anti-aging whole food factors, over 95 different immune factors, all the essential fatty acids, essential amino acids, essential glyconutrients, probiotics, prebiotics. I was listening to you, Frank, talk about the gut. It is literally called the gut biome, and they are saying that yes, your brain directs you, but your gut healthifies you. Right? It tells your systems and all your body parts how to function appropriately. And if your gut's out of balance, everything else, including the one between the ears, isn't going to function as well as it could. Well, you throw all those different things in there, including the vitamins and minerals and all the metabolic factors in their whole food form, and you literally complete God's whole food, perfect food, because it literally has an impact on your youth, your health, and your vitality, whether you are a brand newborn or whether you're in your 90s and everything in between. Now you take that, and you can then start playing with this, not manipulating it, because when I say that we're a little different in this industry, we cut out the middlemen. We are a GMP certified production facility. Everything that you buy or that you use or that you consume from us is made right here where I'm sitting in our production facility. We are a GMP, FDA, USDA inspected facility. And with that, we have a lot of different accolades. We've won the People's Choice Award, the Reader's Choice Award, the Price Westinghouse Award, the Chemical Toxin Working Group out of California's Prop 65. We have over 130 international editorials on what our products do for the body. Now you take that as your base. Whenever you build a building, you always start with a cornerstone. That's our cornerstone. And from that cornerstone, we combine different things. Like in 1998, I was playing with a substance called fucoidan in Laminaria japonica. That's where today we have the superfood from the sea. It combines both the base of colostrum and fucoidan and Laminaria japonica. And folks, without any stimulants whatsoever, 85% of the folks that try one sachet and 1 ounce of water, it's an effervescent, will physically fill that product in 30 minutes or less. We know this because we did a 2,000-person survey. 85 to 87% of the people came back to us and said, what did you just do to me? On top of all of that, we have a product promise. We have a 90-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Now, I didn't just start this yesterday. My very first company I started in 1991. It has become our production facility. It's called Immune Tree. ANOVITE is our arm. We're not just another marketing company. We do everything right here in-house. Shannon has been here, and anytime that you ever come to Utah, if you ever want to walk through, I'll personally walk you through. As a matter of fact, it's kind of fun when you have these big governmental agencies like the USDA and the FDA, when they walk through, and the day they walk through, they're giving you an A+ status. Well, that's on the production side. But on the nutritional side, on the helping people side, we have this substance called colostrum. We call it colostrum 6 for a reason, because there are 6 main components, and we are the only ones certified in the United States and around the world by Cornell University on Cornell letterhead stating that after their testing, they certified us as 6-hour colostrum. Why is that important? Because you're not getting transitional milk. Transitional milk does not do what colostrum is designed to do. It is designed to jumpstart 40-plus different systems in your body, anywhere from cognitive and brain functionality to your immune system to gut flora to cleaning out all of the pathogens and the negative bugs that are constantly trying to get in and those that are already in causing damage. It's anywhere from 100 to 1,000 times more potent than what any human mother can produce because baby calves don't have a functional immune system when they're first born. It takes up to 6 hours to get it jump-started, and they only get it jump-started with colostrum. You see, growing up on a small farm, that was one of my goals, is to make sure that every single calf, bar none, had their fill. And then we took the remainder. And from that remainder, we've been tested, we've been weighed, we've been measured, and we have found that we can make an impact on sleep patterns. We can make an impact on issues with the immune system, whether it's overactive or underactive. We can make an impact on your skin. We can make an impact on weight loss or weight gain if that's what you're looking for. We can make an impact on your focus. But we can also help you with this other thing, and that's on the business side, because we did things very differently than most companies out there. We took a product that we did not hyperinflate. We did not overprice it. We kept it the same pricing that we've kept for years. Because we know for years we've had people who have been buying my product literally for 30 years, month in and month out, every month, because they could afford it and because it worked. Now you couple that with our expanding line. And the one thing that I tell people all the time, I will never lie to you, I'll never blow smoke, and I promise you I will put out the same product day in and day out that I have for the last 30 years. Why? Because in 44 countries, we have dramatically changed people's health. And that's what Colostrum 6 and Limu Z and the other products that we have, all based on our superfood. And it's not just another superfood, it's the superfood. There is nothing else on the planet that contains all of your essentials, all of your non-essentials, all of your natural growth factors. As a matter of fact, there isn't a single person on this line that probably hasn't heard of HGH, human growth hormone, which is comprised of just 2 growth factors that are synthetically created. IGF-1, growth hormone. Do they work? Absolutely they do. I was involved in the human clinical studies. That does work, but they're synthetic. Well, guess what? With colostrum, it's all natural. It's a whole food. But not just 1 or 2. The entire family is there in a whole food form. So if you're looking for anti-aging, can we help you with that? Oh, yeah. We can definitely not only help you with it, show you it, but third-party validate it as well. Can we help you with immune situations? Again, not only can we show you and help you, we can also validate it. Can we help you with weight loss if that's what you're looking for, or weight gain if that's what you're looking for? Again, not only can we validate it, we can educate you on it because of the editorials through the Healthy Living magazine. They're over 130. The books that I have written are designed not to give you an education, but to give you hope. Because there's a lot of folks out there who live day to day off of hope. Sometimes they find it, and sometimes they don't. Well, we can say much more. Matter of fact, 85 to 87% of the time, we can actually give you a satisfactory result for that hope that you're looking for. Why? Because our products work. And we don't have many multiples of middlemen putting their hands on it before it ever gets to you. We do everything here. We manufacture it, we bottle it, we box it, and we ship it where I'm looking out my window from. Shannon?
Dr. K, I tell you what, we really appreciate you taking a few minutes tonight, guys. And this is, it's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, Dr. K, when you join ANOVITE, you get Dr. K's book that will explain much more detail. We've got some great videos that Dr. K has produced that will explain colostrum and why bovine colostrum is 99.9% bioidentical to human colostrum. but as he said, 100 to 1,000 times more powerful. And when you combine that with the most perfect food from the seed, limu, Laminaria japonica, and this nutrient for corn. By the way, Doc, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe when you combine the research studies on Poison and our components in limu seed with colostrum, over 300,000 combined studies on those components, right?
Very much so, yes.
So, guys, the research is absolutely incredible. And that's what I love. You don't have to convince folks. If they're medically inclined, Dr. K has put together a report for physicians or medically inclined folks stating that research. So the tools and the resources that he's put together are absolutely phenomenal. So as we wind up our portion, guys, Doc, thank you so much for plugging in with us. And I want to just leave you guys with just a quick idea of what we're about as a company. And as Doc said, he's been manufacturing, formulating for many, many years. Had his products in top-end stores all over the world. And a few short years ago, decided that network marketing or home-based business was going to be the future. His products needed someone to tell that story. And Doc is so excited because, Doc, you get to actually now hear the stories from people firsthand. Instead of just kind of going through the health food industry, correct?
Correct. I actually love talking to people. And it's funny when they friend me on Facebook, Shannon, and I'll reach out and say, hey, how you doing? Oh, my gosh, you're actually talking to me? Well, absolutely. I put my pants on just like you do, one leg at a time. And I enjoy very much so hearing how our products make an impact on people's lives.
So, guys, having that access, having an owner that is also the formulator, the manufacturer, top researcher is a tremendous, tremendous asset. Also an owner that is happy and willing to speak with individuals, in small groups just like we're doing tonight. So, that is the reason that we became part of the ANOVITE family, not just a few short years ago. Decided he wanted to move things through the home-based business industry with stories to be told and he could hear firsthand. He moved his products worldwide on store sales and put them under the umbrella of ANOVITE. And we haven't officially launched a company yet. We're profitable, debt-free. With COVID and the pandemic last year, we were set to launch, and we pulled back, and we want to get a group together when we do launch the company. So it's a unique situation is what I saw. I saw this diamond in the rough, so to speak, from my perspective, switching the business just for a moment. After looking at companies and products all over the world, what we were praying and looking for was very simple. Number one on our prayer request list and our business checklist was an honest, ethical owner that truly cared about people and put people first. That would never compromise the integrity of the product of the company for money, because we've all seen that through the years that we've been in this industry. I love this industry. It's no different than any industry. You've got good and bad in every industry. But I truly believe this industry is the American dream when done correctly. We spent several months getting to know Dr. K, getting to know him as a person, as an owner, and we saw he was the person that we wanted to be in business with for the rest of our lives in this industry. Because I don't look at companies from the perspective of 2 to 3 years. I look for the next 20 to 30 years is what I look for our family and our friends to be a part of. Number two, we're honest, ethical, whole food products, but at a great price. I said, Lord, I don't know how you're going to give us a better product at a better price than we've ever had, but that's what we need to literally affect people all over the world in a positive way. Because, friends, let's face it, most people that join your team are not going to build a business. That's just reality. We've got to have a business plan, a product, and a price point that they benefit and win whether or not they ever build a business. And with ANOVITE adoption as our manufacturer and our formulator, we've got that in place. And then third, but last on our list was an honest, ethical business plan designed for real families. Without all the excessive criteria, and I like to say hoops that you've got to jump through that so many companies and plans are putting into place today, the reality is most people build a business very limited part with a mom with 3 children, or someone started working 2 part-time jobs trying to keep their head above water. And we wanted a business plan where people truly could fall in love with a product, know that all their friends and family could get on the product down at long term because it was fairly priced, it was competitive, not just in network marketing, but the entire nutritional industry out there today. And we had a fair, equitable business plan that they saw they could become a part of and achieve success. And friends, we've got that many times over with ANOVITE. John and I will be glad to visit with you more on the business side of this. We're teaming up with Frank to help answer questions and that sort of thing. Frank's got a lot going, so we're all teaming up and sharing this together. But friends, I encourage you, Do your homework. Check us out. Tear the business plan apart. Ask us questions. Because that's what I did. And what I learned and what I found was, and I say this and I mean it with all sincerity, the more you learn about ANOVITE, from our products to our owner to our business plan, the more excited you will be about ANOVITE. We're doing things differently. We're building a company to be the gold standard in the entire industry, the way that companies should be built for people, for real people that want to make a difference in their churches, their families, their communities. So we appreciate you so much. God bless you, John. Thanks for having us on tonight. Frank, thank you so much. And I'm going to turn it back over to John, but I always love to leave you with a positive word. Ruth Duvall said many years ago
Oh no.
that the only thing standing between a man and what he truly wants from life is simply the will to try and the faith to believe it's possible. Friends, I encourage you.
Amen.
I know you got the will to try. You got to
What's
have
his
an open
name,
mind. I
Dr.
know you're an open mind tonight because you plugged into this call. Have the faith to believe it's possible. There are great things out there that are life-changing. When God brings them your way, take a step of faith. You'll be glad you did. So, John, I'll turn it back over to you. God bless you guys.
Doctor,
For having us tonight.
Doctor, this is
Yes.
Doctor. Can you hear me? This is Frank.
I can. Frank, how you doing?
It's an honor to have you with us. May I ask you a question about the product?
Sure.
You see, the reason that I've involved myself with colostrum is because it was 11 months ago they diagnosed me with bladder cancer, third stage, and I was given options: radiation, take out my bladder, my prostate, and my lymph nodes, and also hit me with chemotherapy. But that was about it. But I knew, sir, I knew that the answer for my illness was in my immune system. And when I found out the core of my immune system is my gut, the bacteria that we have in there, this product, can you tell me in about 3 to 5 minutes, how is it that this works when we stop and think about a newborn baby? I mean, it just came in, it's only a few days old. Isn't it like the first 7, 8 days of a newborn baby? Isn't that when the proper bacteria is established in our guts? We have to establish this colostrum at the very beginning of our lives, don't we?
Correct. And if I don't know how old you are, Frank. I'm
65. 65.
Okay. You remember Dr. Spock in his book that came out and that said breastfeeding is not working anymore. We can do something better.
Yes, that was so stupid. I'm sorry. That was so incorrect.
Well, if you look at it, that is also when a plethora of autoimmune situations came on the market.
Ah,
Right?
interesting.
That generation of babies, that's what jump-started. Were there cancers? Sure there were. Was there heart disease? Sure there was. But all the over 100-plus different autoimmune scenarios came on the market once we started not feeding and building the right flora in the gut. Well, guess what? That doesn't mean that you can't repopulate that with a true colostrum. And when I say true, I do mean true. Cornell University tested literally every colostrum in the world and put out 3 letters on their letterhead. And the first one stated that Anthony Kleinsmith's colostrum was the only one that tested and certified as true colostrum. All others, including New Zealand, tested and certified as transitional milk. Is transitional milk, and let me give you the definition of that. You buy milk 72 hours after birth. Colostrum is colostrum for 6 hours after birth. If it is not milked out by the calf or stripped out by a human, that mother reabsorbs it for her own benefit. Why? Because it's 100 to 1,000 times more potent than what a human mother would produce, because a baby calf and a mom, a cow, does not have passive transfer. They get none of those goodies like you and I do while still inside.
Very good.
They have to get it outside.
That's right.
Well, all we've done is made sure the calf gets their fill, and then we take the remainder of that true colostrum We put it into a powder form, and then we put it into different forms for whether it be just general wellness. I'll give you a little hint. Go take a look at a substance called Hamlet.
Yeah.
Hamlet, specific to your situation. And you're going to find that where it comes from is colostrum.
You know, Doctor, this is the first time I get to talk to you. Allow me to reach across the phone, shake your hand. Nice to meet you. And I want
Very good to meet you.
I want to thank you for the products. You know, KTFA stands for Keep the Faith Always. We're a Christian-based organization. We strongly believe in the blood of Jesus Christ to heal us, but we also believe that knowledge is powerful. Our Heavenly Father has brought this product to me so that I can share it with tens of thousands of people because it works. Family,
Yes, it
I
does.
want you to think back. Remember when Abraham was trying to marry off his son? And they said, well, I'll tell you what, we can make this work, this marriage arrangement. But the only way we're going to let you marry one of our daughters is if you're circumcised. And what was interesting is that I found that this man, was so in love that, yeah, I'll do it. And everybody in the tribe also circumcised. But when I studied that, I found out that in the Bible, circumcision was always done on the 8th day. On the 8th day. I mean, it is amazing that our forefathers, Abraham, they were wise. God gave them the knowledge. Yeah, you need to be circumcised. But do me a favor. All newborns, circumcise them on the 8th day. And the reason why? Make sure that their immune system can deal with what you're about to do. Isn't that fascinating? 8 days, huh? 8 days. The baby's immune system is ready now for such a violent act as circumcision. Doctor, I thank you kindly. I look forward to having a wonderful relationship with you, and we're going to help a lot of people. Once they start taking this product, it's going to be a domino effect of many of their conditions to improve dramatically. I believe in it strongly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Frank.
John, the floor is still yours. Go ahead and finish.
Thanks, Frank. Dr. Kleinsmith, can't thank you enough. I mean, like I said, I just feel better. And that's the only thing I've done different is started taking the colostrum and the Limu-Z. And I'm just very excited about these products and very excited about being able to help people that I know. I just want everybody to remind everybody, the link for ANOVITE is on Frank's site. You can click on that and go to his website and see the products, the pricing, and, if you are interested in becoming an associate with us, everything's right on the site, but do not hesitate to call me. If you have questions, 479-414-5387. That's 479-414-5387. Or email me at 71south@gmail.com. That is the number 71south@gmail.com. And, it's just real easy to talk to somebody when you know that you feel better and you know that you're doing them a favor. And it's just an exciting time. But anyway, I just want to thank you, Frank, so much, and thank the KTFA family. And as I say, we're here to help, and sincerely, we mean that. So God bless, and thank you very much.
Thank you, John. I'm looking at the catalog here. Shoot, you guys even have facial skincare stuff. I like this. And then there's this weight loss program that the doctor was talking about. Golly, just opening this one, the chewable one. Ooh, that's like a big bouquet of strawberries. And then the other one that you have that I just took in front of everybody. I take it every day now, the cholesterol. My gosh, it smells like a milkshake. It's so good. I want to take more. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. We'll do another UB2B. Maybe the next one that we do, you guys, we can open it up to the floor and answer questions for people because, yeah, they had a lot of questions. They wanted to know about the weight program. They wanted to know if they can lose weight, gain weight. One person said, "Well, I'm lacto intolerant. Can I take this product?" John, do you know if they can?
Not only will it help you, but it will also help overcome some of that intolerance.
Because the lacto intolerance is because you have the wrong bacteria inside of you, family. Look up bacillus, look up flora, look up the E. coli bacteria. Look up the things that you should have inside of you. I'm telling you, the moment you start taking this, within 8 days, you should give me a call and tell me how you feel. Thank you kindly, John. God bless you guys. We'll have you back on again.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
I'm telling you, family, this stuff works. It's for real. For real? For real. You're going to really thank us when you start taking this. It's a simple product. And it's very cost effective. What is it? Do you know the price, Jan? I think it was like $39 or something like that, or $49, something. Whatever it is, it's worth every penny. Every penny of it. Well, I want to thank all of you for coming and being a part of our UB2B. And this UB2B goes into our archives, and you can always refer to it all the time. If you happen to get involved in it as a business, well, then maybe you can go ahead and refer them to this UB2B so that they can read about it. Oh my goodness, what's this? Somebody's advertising pizza?
Not anymore.
Oh, we're good. Okay, just finished my 5 stories today. Tomorrow I started. Oh, bless his heart. He says, praise God. Well, his name is Faceless One. That's good. God bless you that you've been blessed by, financially with a job. But we don't advertise, other things, okay? This is my UB2B. Get your own. I'm playing. Alrighty. Well, it turns out that we're going to have dessert. Anybody want dessert? I'll be honest. Also, I'm surprised. There's about 900, close to 900 people. I was expecting the 2,000 that we had last night because we're going to go over some very good questions. These are your questions, family. There's a bunch of them. It's probably about 50 questions in all of these piled up. Oh, what's this? 2 more, Tink?
Yeah.
Okay, add these 2 to the pile. So why don't we kick back and relax and have a good time? What time is it right now? It's about almost 10 till 8. Oh my. Tell you what, let's just go to 8:30. You see, I'm going to be operated again tomorrow. Every 3 months they operate on me and they remove the stents that I have and they put in new stents. And also it turns out that they do a biopsy. They scrape the lining and they check to see if where this illness is at. Anyways, so I will take your prayers for tomorrow. Okay, I pray for you. When I finally wake up out of anesthesia, I will probably post inside my form and say hi to all of you. If I'm a little groggy and I give you the date and the rate, I'd ignore it. All right, let's get together now and start to work and answer all these questions. First of all, I'm going to tell you who the individual is, and we're going to answer the question, maybe not these 3. If I know the answer, I'm going to express it in my opinion. This whole conference call is solely in my opinion. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry, I have no idea. If I know the answer and I am uncomfortable in answering you, I'll very simply say, no comment. Okay? And if it's a question that we basically already answered, because some of these are repeat questions, I'll just simply tell you, please refer back to. Okay, all right. This is from Times, T-I-M-S-E. All of these are members of KTFalways.com. That's why I'm answering the questions. Times says, when the CBI changes the rate, Is it expected that Iraq will be publicly Article 8 and the rate will be international on Forex, where we in the United States can exchange if we choose? Well, you ask a question with a question with a question. You basically ask three questions in one sentence. So let's see if I can help you. Let's tear it apart. When the CBI changes the rate, is it expected that Iraq will publicly be Article 8? Yeah, they already are. All you have to see, it'll do is look at the articles in our final article thread, and you can see very well that they're talking about international banking standards. That's Article 8. You can see that they're talking about changing the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar against the American dollar. But there's only one direction, up. If it was against the Iraqi dinar, it would be down. Then the rest of your question is, and the rate, will it be international? Yeah, that's what Article 8 means, and they raised the value. And will it be on Forex, where we in the United States can exchange if we choose? Yeah. Forex is dying to get the Iraqi dinar to make money with it. And as it makes money on an international scale, stability will be added to it. Trust will be added to it. It'll be used to buy, sell, trade, exchange, platform banks. Oh my goodness. It's going to gain value internationally. And I predicted, in my opinion, probably approximately about 8 months, we will hit the rear. That's the real effective exchange rate. You know, I just realized that I spent a lot of time answering that question. I'm going to try to speed this up. That's one of my problems. When a person asks me a question, I don't just answer the question. I give you the reasons why I gave you that answer. It makes it easier for you to understand what we're talking about. Now, the next question from Ron, Mexico. Do you still believe that the change will happen in days and not weeks? No comment. Next question. SSDAB. Can we expect our 25K notes will be valid outside of Iraq at least until the rear is obtained? You know, without you trying, you're asking for a date. No, I'm not. Well, you're asking for a date of when the 25K notes will be valid outside of Iraq, and will they last until the rear comes out, which I told you is 8 months later, in my opinion. So here's the best answer to this question. The CBI will tell you, they will tell you very plain and clearly the time frame of coexisting currencies. Okay? Mockingbird 717, how will the U.S. CBI satellite banks treat a deposited dinar? Will they treat it as an exchange dinar of U.S. dollar value equivalent, or will it be considered as a deposited dinar? Okay, I guess this is the real reason why I decided to do this UB2B tonight with questions and answers. Because I wanted to clarify an error. I wanted to make correct a mistake. And I wanted to offer you my sincere apologies. It was I that told you about 2 years ago that there will be many banks in the United States of America that will be working with banks that represent the CBI. Somehow or another, the word satellite was used, and it stuck. The CBI is not sending banks around the world. They're not building banks around the world. They're not doing anything that would allow you to take your dinar in the United States to one of these banks that is in relationship with the CBI. Don't call it CBI satellite banks anymore. Yeah, you see, let me answer this question by telling you, You cannot. First of all, I'm sorry that I told you that there would be satellite banks where you could go and take your dinars and deposit them and leave them as dinars. That is not true. And that's my fault. I take full responsibility. I take the blame for it. But there will be many American banks where you can go in to their foreign currency department and deal with the CBI. Banks in the United States of America now have a symbiotic relationship with banks in Iraq because they're Article 8, because they raised the value electronically, because they're about to enter the international world. Therefore, the banks in Iraq have to go by the banking laws of every country. And in the United States of America, it is against the law for you to deposit a foreign currency in an American bank. But Frank, this is going to be a subsidiary, a satellite, don't use that word. This is going to be a department of the CBI in American banks. Can't we take our currency and deposit it as dinars and leave them as dinars in the CBI Bank of America? No. Why not? Because it's against the law of the United States of America. You see, you can take your dinar to Iraq and deposit it, and it stays a dinar. But guess what? You can also take an American dollar into an Iraqi bank and deposit it and leave it as an American dollar. Why? Because that's their law, which I believe will be changing pretty soon. But in the United States of America and some other countries, their law says, no. No, the only currency that you will ever be able to use in my country is our currency. Canada says you can only use the loonie. Iraq says you can only use the Iraqi dinar, but you can also use other currencies. Multi-currency practice is not smart. And I believe it's going to leave Iraq very soon. But it's really important that you understand that and get this out of your head. And if I put it there, I apologize. And I'm trying to take it out. Because of the laws of the United States of America banks through the United States Treasury, one of those laws says that you cannot deposit foreign currency in an American bank and leave it that way. It has to be exchanged into an American dollar. But ironically enough, in Iraq, you can take an Iraqi dinar and deposit it. You can also take an American, any foreign currency, and deposit it into Iraqi banks, and it stays at that currency value. Not smart. Multi-currency practices, MCPs, it's leaving Iraq. I hope that you understand what I'm telling you, okay? Okay. This question repeats itself over and over and over and over and over again tonight. And every time I come across this question, I'm going to give you a little bit more. Next question by Andy MC. If we already have a bank account with Warqa or Dar es Salama, by the way, how do you know about Dar es Salama? You must have been a soldier. I don't think that anybody on this conference call, we have 1,000 people right now, I don't think anybody knows about Dar es Salama. I doubt it. But because you do, I'm going to answer your question. Your question is, if we already have a bank account with Warqa or Dar es Salama, and if they have satellite banks here, they don't. Since our deposits in these banks are already in dinars, would we be able to deposit our dinars into the dinar account without exchanging it? I already spent like 10 minutes answering it, right? So once again, I reiterate, no. According to the banking laws of the United States of America, you cannot deposit any foreign currency into an American bank account. Got it? Good. Tell the other gurus, too, by the way, that I humbly apologize. Next page. The DC Photog. DCPHOTOG. Frank, do you think that we will have to sign a non-disclosure agreement of any form at our exchange with our banks? And then you say, if not, well, first of all, let me answer that question. Do I think that you're going to have to sign an NDA with the banks? No. That sounds like something some other guru would be saying. No. I mean, what? Hey, the bank is going to tell you, psst, hey, psst, hey, hey, psst, psst. What? Don't tell nobody that we just made a lot of money exchanging the Iraqi dinar for you with our spread. Don't tell nobody. We don't want that business anymore. Shh. See how dumb that is? Now, the next part of your question is, if not, then will this forum, ktfalways.com, will our team chat still be here so that we can all discuss rates and pertinent information that will help those that haven't exchanged yet? DC, you're new. You're new. Yeah, that's one of the things that we always tell everybody inside of our forum. When the Lord blesses us, you're going to see fireworks and you're going to see amazing grace in our forum. And you're also going to see many banks that we have vetted, and we now have their address, the bank manager, their phone number. You want an 800 number? We'll give you a bunch of them. The spread, their insurance, that they cover. Everything that you need to know, we're going to supply it. Why? Because it'll be public domain. I won't have to give it to you, in my opinion. These banks want your business. Next question, RDUB. Frank, I understand that there is only so much that you can share regarding taxes. My question is, and I stop, RDUB? No, absolutely not. I'm not a wealth manager, advisor. I can't do that. But I will tell you this, Biden is going to destroy you. He's already stabbed you in the back by reneging on many things that he told you. He said that, that he wouldn't mess with the capital gains. Look what he's doing. And he's going to do it at the end of the year. He's going to wait until the last second to show you how he's going to destroy you. Next question from Saucy. What are the steps and time frames for the process to start to finish with the BIS from notification to RI International? No, I can't answer. I mean, that's what we've been studying for 12 years together. Go into our forum, look at the final article threads, and look at the process of BIS, World Bank, the United States Treasury, and the IMF. We call the Fab Four. For me to answer that, it would take me, 3 years? We have studied this for years. Look into our final article threads. Please enjoy. Next question, JD 435D. When the cancellation of the 30 notes occurs, will the 30 notes be canceled only in country or both in and out? I believe 2 weeks ago you said only in country. In my opinion, I don't see that being possible. It would have to be both. JD, where were you? I think it was 2 Mondays ago. I spent a lot of time explaining to people what we call step one, phase 1, 2, and 3. And we explained it very, very, very well. You say, I believe 2 weeks ago you said only in country. No, I made it very clear. Ladies and gentlemen, here's an easel board. Watch me right up here. In country, out of country too. The 1-to-1 rate. Please go back and look at everything that I've shared with you so that I don't have to repeat myself. So the answer to your question is absolutely not. The time frame of null and void inside equals the time frame of null and void outside. But to be honest with you, let the CBI tell you the time frames of the coexistence of their currency. How you guys doing? E-banks. I have 50, 500, 10,000, 25,000 notes. Can I exchange them together? Yeah, exchange.
Not the 50s.
What, honey?
Not the 50.
Was that? I thought it was a 50K.
No.
If you have a 50, no, just keep it as a souvenir. That's already been destroyed. We have a lot of newbies here, don't we? Next question from Marianne Poncet. How can we know which bank in America will be a satellite bank? Remove that satellite and let's try that again. Frank, how can we know which American banks are going to have a relationship with the CBI in their exchange department? Oh, well, call the bank. Next question. KBC123. Yeah, and we'll also probably post that information, if possible, in our form when the exchange rate changes. Let's see. KBC123. KBC123. Have the billboards to the educated Have the billboards to educate the citizens on the new small category notes been displayed yet? If not, when, in your opinion, will they be? Well, first, if not, you're asking me the date. You're asking me my opinion of when that's going to happen. Well, that's the date, right? That's the solid date of phase one. And the only thing, look at here. Let me show you something. How do I find it? Let me see. Oh dear, where? Oh my goodness gracious! How do I find this, Frank? Oh, what luck! What luck! What? Oh no 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 no! Where's YouTube? YouTube. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. How do I do this? I wanted to play you something to answer this question that you just asked. Give me just a second, okay? Let me see if I can find it. I had like about 7 people send me this link. And they said, hey, Frank, look. Fast forward it, Frank, to the 8-minute mark. Oh my goodness! I got like about 250 something texts today, and it's impossible to find it. Oh gee whiz! I really wanted to play it for you, family, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Do you know what I'm looking for, Tank?
Yeah, but I've already removed it.
You did.
I'm gonna ask for it again.
Yeah, see if you can ask for it again. If you get it, then let me know, okay?
Okay.
But this person is saying, how can we know? Oh no, that's not it. Have the billboards to educate the citizens on the new small category notes been displayed yet? The answer is no. No, that's phase one. That is a date that is solid, carved in titanium. You would have known that by now. You doubt me, huh? No, it's not that. Next question. KBC123. How long will the coexisting notes coexist? Again, I don't know. These are questions that are trying to pinpoint the time frames I gave you into dates. I have no idea. What I told you, you're taking and turning it into questions so you can pinpoint the date. I have no idea how long they're going to coexist. You say, I thought I understood recently only through the second phase, but you see, go back and listen to what we shared. What we shared is powerful. Don't let it go to waste. Thank you. Next question. KBC again, 123. Can you elaborate on your comment, ever heard of a tax on a tax? Yes, yesterday on our UB2B, I answered this in depth. Next question, CJA. When in the bank is Eddie able to exchange his 30 notes for new small category notes? Yeah, that's what they're going to do. If you answer no comment, oh no, I already did. Okay, next question. Canuck 007. This is a question from my wife, Frank, so don't get mad. No. The rose that you have on your suit. Now, he's talking about yesterday, that pink rose, remember? The rose that you have on your suit, is it pro-life rose? And where did you get your suits and who designs them? Well, if you noticed, I had the pink rose, and I also had a pink flower, chrysanthemums, right, Jen?
Cherry blossom.
Oh, the cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms were presented to my wife and I in Washington, D.C. in 2017, for whatever reason. And the flower is something that I got off of Amazon. Yeah. And as far as my suits go,
I sew them every night.
you show them what?
I sew them every night.
You sew these flowers?
No, I sew your suits.
Oh, you sew my suits?
Yeah.
Oh, you're my
didn't know that.
tailor. Yeah,
I'm a
Tink.
seamstress.
And she's my seamstress. Yeah. So if you want to know anything about my suits, you have to call Tink, okay? And that's the end of that page. Yeah. All right, next. And by the way, you have good questions to the point where I picked up the phone and I talked to Walking Stick. I said, Walking Stick, here, look, these are the rest of your questions. I said, Walking Stick, and he says, what? What do you want? This one's a good one that he helped me answer. But anyways, what am I doing here? So all your questions, I studied them. Mary Ann is saying, I thought we were told over the years that internationally our rate would include the SDR of 3 times the SDR. Why is that not in play? Or is it? Well, okay. You see, Mary Ann, first of all, the whole purpose of this monetary reform was to remove the currency of Iraq out of the program rate. You with me? And then the next purpose is for it to go 1-to-1 with the American dollar, which I believe we're going to see very soon, in my opinion. And then to go to the SDR, that would be phase 3. It's not going to come out at the rear in phase 1. Hyperinflation would destroy the country. It will climb internationally later, and I told you, in my opinion, about 8 months. Next question, and down under. What's up, mate? What's up? Anyways, Mark, it's called sarcasm. What's the matter with you? What did Mark say? They must have removed it. Down under, Frank, with regard to post 98. I don't know what it is post 9, but okay, let's try this. Frank, with regard to post number 98 of March the 10th. Oh yeah, it's in my memory. Kazemi created a sovereign fund. Thank you for telling me. Kazemi created a sovereign fund, and post number 103 from today, March 21st, Halabusi gives the GOI control over the sovereign fund. That is true. What about it? Does the RV, actually you should just say RI. Does the RI profit fund? Does the RI profit fund the sovereign fund and thus replace the need for the supplementary budget and perhaps even the budget itself? Kazemi noted that the fund eliminated the need for a supplementary budget in post 98. Can you or Walking Stick talk about this? The answer to your question, your long question, is yeah. You're asking me, do you use the RI profits to fund the sovereign fund? Yeah, of course. Because the sovereign fund is an investment fund that finances many things, not just a sovereign fund. It brings in funds for bonds for their government. It funds stocks. It funds precious metals. It funds a lot of things. So the answer to your question down under is Yeah, yeah. Two beds. That's what it says. That's your name, two beds. You've been with beds. Oh, no. BERD.
Birds.
Birds. Two birds. Two beds. Oh, that's embarrassing. Hold on a second. Let me turn reddish brown here, okay? Okay. Two birds says, but you spelled birds wrong. That's what threw me off, man. Come on. I hate saying come on. Okay. I hate saying Kamala. Come on, come on, come on. Two birds. Frank, if my memory serves me correctly, you have said that the goal that Trump has is to have a level playing field. I understand that is exactly what QFS is to be. So my retired lawyer friend and I were discussing this, and we are not understanding if the QFS and the RI are coordinated together. Why you know what you're talking about. You and your friend, your lawyer friend. First of all, you didn't say RV. Well done. And second of all, but of course that's what the QFS is supposed to do. But let me finish. So if the QFS and the RI are coordinated together, why would the dinar come out less than the rear when the QFS and the RI happened? It's a good question. And again, it goes back to something we've already answered. It should not come out at a high rear rate. Number one, it must not fail with the citizens of Iraq, okay? That's why they're not even coming out with the coins. Number two, it's a gradual process, and it should play out that way. And number three, to be honest with you, gentlemen, 1-to-1 is a level playing field. Is it not? Alrighty, let's see what the next question says. This is from Mark Kaufman. Frank, easy question. Will the 5 strongest U.S. banks have the system set up to exchange our dinars? Oh, yeah. Southern Girl, do you anticipate a wonderful April? Look you see the question? You see the question? And look at my answer. What did I say? What did I say? Yeah, if you like rain, laughing out loud. I am grateful for every day that God gives me because I'm fighting for my life every day. Helene 23. Frank, if we go into April with no RI, will they be able to retro the rate back to January the 1st since they have gone past the first quarter? Yes. Now, I also know that inside of my forum, some people have been giving the opposite answer of what I just gave. That's their opinion, and I respect them and love them. But I'm here to tell you, just like the controversy of the fiscal year for Iraq is March to April. No! Beyond stupidity, no. And I wanted to be very clear. I said it yesterday on our UB2B. You're asking me, can they retroactive back to January the 1st if we go into April the 1st? They can retroactive any time during the fiscal year. You got that? Okay. Oh, again, how do you pronounce Elenih? Elena?
Elena, maybe?
E. How are you doing, E? You have another question you're asking. Frank, in your opinion, have we passed the deadline that the IMF has given Iraq? You can't do that. If I answer that question, then you have a date of phase 1 that is solid in titanium. But let me put it to you this way. Have you seen 1-to-1? When you do see 1-to-1, we passed it. Next question. Bonhoeffer. A good German name, I think, too, isn't it? Bonhoeffer. Wie geht's bitte? Was ist los? Frank, what is the advantage of depositing our dinar in a trust before it revalues? I already told you yesterday in depth. But very quickly, before it goes up in value, it has the cost of what you're buying it now, and that's what you're taxed upon. If you do it afterwards, well, then has a higher value. That's what you're taxed upon. Well, actually, that's the person that you gave it to is taxed upon. Alrighty, next page. When the rate changes, and if there is no difference in the United States between an American bank and a CBI bank, can we just go ahead and deposit? No. Oh, pardon me. That's not what you're asking. Let me do this again. Marty Ray. When the rate changes, and if there is no difference in the United States between an American bank and the CBI, but there is, and I've taught that tonight, and I've apologized. So we really don't even need to get to the rest of the question, okay? Next question, Robin Tanner. Since it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas, no, she doesn't say that. Since it's beginning to look like we will be skinned alive by capital gain taxes even longer, some of us may consider investing our revalued dinar into vehicles from which we can receive a decent ROI. What happens if in 4 to 6 months Iraq calls in all 30 notes? Will we be forced to dump them in an exchange and suffer the skinning? Yeah. I mean, when you bought your Iraqi dinars, did you get the piece of paper that said that they were going to guarantee things for you? No. That's why it's a speculative investment. And you're under the laws, you're under the program of the monetary reform of the CBI. And that's why we gave you phase 1, 2, and 3. These are time frames where you will be able to understand what, when and how long their currency is going to be around. Okay? So I hope that helps you, Robin. Kind World 33. Do countries have a time frame to turn in the dinar that they hold? Again, it's just trying to pinpoint a date. You're asking me, do countries have a time frame to turn in the dinars that they hold? If I gave you a date, then that's when they reinstate their currency, don't they? So I can't answer that question. But I'll tell you what, let me try to help you to a degree. Everyone, domestically and internationally, will obey the CBI's time frames of coexisting. And I can guarantee you that countries that have dinars in their reserves right now, I can guarantee you that those dinars are all digital by now. They're all electronic by now. The CBI doesn't have to collect them. They've already done that. That's why the CBI wants the citizens, please come in, bring me your 30 notes, and I will give you new small category notes. But well, not right now. But what we will give you a bank account electronically. What are you bringing me, 25K in dinars? Okay, let me have those notes. Thank you. We're going to deposit 25K in your bank account that we just opened for you. Oh, you're welcome. It's okay. Yeah. Guess what? What? They just reinstated the currency. Yeah, okay. Your 25,000 note that you gave us that is in your bank account right now, it's being recalculated at 1-to-1, and you're going to have new numbers for your account. I hope you're enjoying and listening and learning. I pray you are. Harry Carey. Seriously?
Mhm.
That's their name, Harry Carey?
That's their username.
Do you think that silver and gold will rise at the same time that the dinar rises? I feel like a hound dog. Huh? Huh? Wait a minute. Do you think silver and gold will rise at the same time the dinar rises? That's also a dangerous question to answer, but let me put it this way so you can think about it. Isn't gold priced in USDs? Isn't gold priced in oil? So in my opinion, to answer your question, watch the rate of the USD on a daily basis. All you gotta do is think about what I said. It'll all come back. Start with your question. Oh, he answered my question. Dear God. I don't think we got 5 minutes before we hit 8:30. I don't think we're going to hit all of these. Let's see if we can speed this up a little bit more, okay? No, that's just, you know what? I'm going to start to avoid some of these questions. What is it, in your opinion, about the number of weeks, months, or years that the high denominations of 3 zeros, especially the 25K, 10K, 5K, held in by most investors outside of Iraq, will be exchangeable at an internationally recognized rate once the RI is announced? What is the source of your answer? Is it an article? Is it from your intel? Is it walking stick teams? God. Look at here. Let me just try to put it to you this way. Jan, we have a 1-year-old granddaughter that's being taken to the emergency room. 2nd and 3rd degree burns. Get it into our form. Look at here. You heard me read the question. And to you, Allison, that's asking the question, pay attention to the CBI website, and they will tell you the time frames that you seek. And when the time comes for the citizens inside of Iraq to know these time frames about their 3-0 notes, you should pay attention to it, because it'll affect you in the same way. Stephen Hartman. Frank, do you still believe that there are banks in the U.S. that are Iraqi banks? No, I'm sorry. Go back and listen. I corrected my mistake. They're not Iraqi banks. They're not even satellite banks. What they did is they merged banks in Iraq. They merged with banks around the world on international standards. But the bank itself recognizes only the laws of their country, and the country of the United States of America, that is in cahoots internationally, legally with the banks of Iraq, has a law that says no, you cannot deposit foreign currency into our bank accounts. Alrighty. Okay, did you find that?
Yes, he sent it.
You have it? Take it to the 8-minute mark, because the next question says, Frank, have the small denominations and coins been released to the public?
Wait a minute. We all go through this, ladies. We go right to the doctor. You're trying to explain to the doctor.
Just let me have it. Is that the one?
That's the video.
That's the video. Okay, don't worry, she's talking. It's okay, sweetheart. Oh, dear me. Delete. Honey, this is not her. Oh, this is a commercial?
Yes, it's a commercial.
Okay, skip commercial.
Veiled in secrecy, because we were up against a global financial reset of another kind by the deep state, the New World Order,
You see, right there, New World Order, Deep State. Now, be careful who you listen to. But anyways, so many people sent this to me, and they told me fast forward it to the 8-minute mark, and I'm glad that I'm able to do this with you because it's ridiculous. It was 2 weeks ago we told you phase 1, 2, and 3, and phase 1, it's solid. It's solid. It's carved in titanium. It's solid. There's a date for phase 1 that they're going to come out at 1-to-1 in country and internationally. So then, in the last 2 weeks, so many people on the internet are trying to claim it. Well, Frank 26 says it's a guaranteed date. Okay. And he says it's going to be 1-to-1. Okay. I got sources. My sources are exchanging at this. Okay. About 5 seconds ago, they're exchanging right now at 1-to-1 inside of Iraq. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Yeah, I'm serious. And what they do is they take our information, they put it, like silly putty. Remember silly putty? You put it on the comic and then you stretch it and you make that long note. They take our information and they gamble. Well, Frank's been pretty good. He says it's going to be 1-to-1 and it is a guaranteed thing to happen. All right, well, it's happening. Yeah, I'm claiming it. I got it. No. And it's so rude for people to do this. It's a pattern that we see constantly over all these years. Now listen to this. I don't know who this is. And whoever you are, sir, I'm not trying to be disrespectful for you, but I strongly disagree with you. I talked to Walking Stick this morning 3 times. I talked to my broker 5 times. I talked to bank people all day. No, sir. But listen to this, and I want you to hear it. Because the question is, have the small denominations and coins been released to the public? The answer that the Walking Stick and I have for you is, yeah, 2 days ago. Listen.
Trump is against that. He wants us to all be on a level playing field. He's a businessman and he believes that that's the only way we can compete fairly. Now, you were saying that the dinar has already revalued in Iraq. Is that correct?
That's correct. For the last 48 hours, the Iraqis within Iraq have been able to exchange one dinar for $1. It'll actually be a USN, a US note, but that process has already started because their budget was approved, so they're already started.
Just stop. I don't even want to hear it. And that's what causes me to get ill. I don't want people misled. Anyways, let's go to the next question. So the answer to your question is, yeah, 2 days ago. LOL. And I'm not making fun of you. Who was it? This is KWK Dinar that asked the question. I'm not making fun of you. What I'm doing is just simply trying to point out that the question, have they released the new denominations and coins? The question is not even a question. If they had, the whole world would be talking about it right now. You know what I mean? Anyways, don't go to those other sites. Gail Blake is saying, what notes are they going to remove? And what is the time frame? There we go again. Will notes coexist together for a while, then be removed? Look, for the 9th time tonight, all time frames will be given by the CBI to the citizens, and they will be given to the rest of the world as well, too. If you listened yesterday, we talked again. They are removing. Someone just mentioned the 50K note, or not the 50K, but they just mentioned the 50 note. Do you remember I told you a week ago, and I told you yesterday? They're removing the 30 notes. The latest thing is, hey, we got this, bring me your worn and torn dinars with COVID. We got Lysol. Yeah. It's just another political tactic to get in more 30s. They're not doing anything to put on their currency polymers that's going to fight COVID. The currency was printed in 2018. There's no way they could do that. But the whole idea is to bring in those 30s. And we said to you that if you paid attention, it was about 5, 6 years ago, they started the process. And they started with the 50 note. It's null and void. You had 3 months to bring it in. It's null and void. It was canceled. It's also due to the program rate. The program rate was way too low for that 50 note. That 50 note was like having a few pennies in your hand. It's stupid. Get rid of the 50 note. And they did. And I want you to remember, they're going to eliminate these 3 zeros. That one had 1 0. But they're going to eliminate them. They're going to start, like I told you, they're going to start with the large ones. And then they're going to work their way to the small ones. But Frank, they removed the 50. I just told you because it was worthless according to the exchange rate. It was dumb to have it. What's it worth? A few pennies? Get it out of here. And they kept the other 2 and 3 0 notes. Another reason for removing it is because it was just creating a currency inflation in the country. Anyways, I hope that helps you with that answer, and I hope you understand. I'm not trying to be nasty to this gentleman that was talking, but you should not say those kind of things. And if you do, give it as an opinion only. Because it doesn't take a genius to go to the CBI website and be able to see very quickly the rate. Anyways, next question. You know what? Holy cow. There's still... Family, it's late. It's late. And there's still a lot of good questions. Here's one. I have some dinars at Warka. So when it revalues, how does that affect the dinar already in the bank? Well, it's converted to a 1-to-1 rate. Or whatever the exchange rate that they announce. It is possible that it could be higher than 1-to-1. Because what does phase 2 do? It raises it a second time. And I told you they introduced to them multiple exchange rates for multiple reasons. You know, in case the price of oil went up. Oh, it did, didn't it? Yeah, there's way too many more. I don't know. Why don't we just hold on? Instead, let me read you a bank story. You want to hear a bank story?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, okay. Zeman. Thank you. You posted inside of our form, post number 166. For those of you that are members, you can see this. It says, last night, Frank said to talk to your bank. So today, I went to Chase to make a deposit, and they chased me out of there. No, I don't say that. No. I went to Chase this morning to make a deposit where I have a business and a personal account. I spoke to the vice president, whom I know. I know for several years, and I asked them if they exchange foreign currency, and he said, we would as long as it's international. And I started to leave, you know. I just started to leave, and then he said, "Hey, what? By any chance, is it dinars?" And I just smiled at him, and I said, "Yeah." And he said to me, "We'll be talking very soon." I pray he is correct. Yeah, now these are people that have a sincere heart, beautiful people. These people are not lying. I told you to go to your banks. One more bank story, huh? I've got a bunch of them here, but how about one more? Here's a nice long one here. Let's see what this one has to say. Over the past few weeks, this is from Brad Trapp, yeah, TRAPP. from Team Chat inside of KTFOS.com. It says, over the past few weeks, since it was known that J.P. Morgan was going to be a clearinghouse, I have tried to contact the JP Private Bank here in Oklahoma to ask questions about the Buma platform and their involvement. I had no luck. They never would return my calls or reply back to the emails that I sent them. So this morning, I sent them a private email, and I told them that I was holding dinars, and possibly I may be looking to invest. I told you, that's all you have to do. Just put the bait out. Make sure it's a nice, thick, juicy worm. Put that bait out. Oh my gosh, you're going to catch fish. They all know. Now, I will admit there are some that don't. Remember, we told you that in December they'll go from the senior level to the floor managers to the tellers to the citizens. It did in every bank on this planet Earth. So I decided to send them a private email this morning, and I told them that I was holding dinars and possibly, I might be looking to invest with them. I got a reply email within an hour, Frank. That was referring Chase Bank. Huh. So then I called Chase Bank in Oklahoma City, and the lady took my name and my number and a short note of what I was calling about. Then the manager of Chase and I have, we played phone tag throughout the whole day because he called me right away. But I was finally able to talk to him. And after a brief conversation about why I was calling him, and I mentioned that I had dinars a number of times in our conversation, he offered to set up a profile for me and told me anytime that I was ready to bring in the dinars, anytime that he would exchange them. He would exchange it for me and take care of everything for me. He was very polite and apologized a number of times for missing my calls. Oh, yeah, he did send me an email with his contact information. So, Claire or Frank26 or any administrative person in KTFA, please get this to Frank26 as quickly as you can. I would appreciate it. Yeah. Hey. Where's my phone, Tink? You all know our dear brother, Dragon Slayer. How many of you know Dragon Slayer in our form in premium? Dragon Slayer and I were talking. He called me and he says, "You're right." I said, "What?" Listen to what Dragon Slayer had to say to me. Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many bank stories. I'd like to share another one with you. Brother, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, it's good to hear your voice. So you had a visit to the bank recently. Was it today?
Yes, well, it was a phone call.
Ah, it was a phone call.
I do online banking with Wells Fargo in Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Tell me, what kind of adventure did you have with them today?
Well, I was excited about it, I'll tell you that. She asked me about what currencies I had, because we were talking about the currencies, and I told her which ones I had. She goes, "Oh, yes, we all exchanged those." And I said, "So you know what I'm talking about?" And she goes, "Yes, we know what you're talking about, and it's coming."
Whoa!
And that's what she said with a big grin. I could see her grinning because she was kind of smiling.
What state is this?
Pennsylvania.
And you called and you were talking about foreign currency, if they exchange, and you mentioned the Iraqi dinar as one of the currencies you wanted to exchange, and they said...
Oh, yeah. Yep, I did.
And she said to you, "Oh, yes, we know it's coming?"
Yep.
They must have trained her in the back room as well too, didn't they?
Yeah. She said she was new, and I said, I probably know why.
She won't.
I even mentioned the Duke QFS system, and they knew about that too.
That is impressive. You know, I'm going to say to you, thank you for your desire to share this. And I'm also going to tell you, you're one of many stories that we're hearing in the last 72 hours. There have been so many people that have called me and told me that, Frank, banks know. And then they tell me the story. And that's why I started making recordings now. I thank you, my dear brother. God bless you. And you prepare yourself. You prepare yourself to be a leader, okay?
I am doing that. Thank you, brother.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, you bye.
Fascinating, isn't it? Nobody knows when it's going to happen. But what we do know is that it is happening. That is a very fair thing to say. Because when you look at all the final articles in our final article thread, you're not left with confusion. You're left with excitement. And I hope that you're left with the feeling to give our Heavenly Father all honor and glory, because you're going through something very special. I remember I was 14 years old. I think I was 14, maybe I was 12. No, I was 14. I was a freshman in high school at the age of 14. Can you believe that? No, pardon me. I was 13 as a freshman. I was a 14 as a sophomore, now to think about it. I graduated when I just turned 17, pretty much. But I remember as a young boy sitting in front of the television, and Neil Armstrong was coming down the ladder. My heart was beating so fast. I was so excited. I had a camera, and I was taking pictures of the television. I was taking pictures of the television. I still have them. My father laughed at me. He says, I'm not going to develop those for you. They're not going to come out. But they did. And I have pictures of Neil Armstrong, something that was so epic, so historical. Oh my gosh, I mean, think about it. Man landing on the moon? We've always dreamed of it. As a little kid, I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and I'm just fascinated. That moment in history was only repeated a few times more after that, and it's been a long time, 50 years. I hope in my lifetime I'll be able to see man walk on another planet. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, we might. The reason I say that is because, you see, we have intentions of colonizing the moon, colonizing Mars. And when Jesus Christ comes back, he will raise everybody, the living and the dead. He said he'll raise them from the seas, from the grounds, you know. But he never said that he would recall them from Mars. I strongly believe that we are so close to the end times, we won't have a chance to populate any planets. And as a little kid, to see history that was so powerful and changed my life. My father was in the Air Force 22 years. I had 4 nominations for the Air Force Academy. I was going to go and become an astronaut. It was the thing to do back in the 60s. But I didn't fulfill that mission. I did something else. But the reason I bring this up to you is because I want you to stop and think about what you're experiencing right now. Every step that you're taking with the monetary reform as an investment that you're a part of is epic. It is so historical. You will never see this again. If it is the end times, you will never see another wealth transfer once again from the very same place where it all started with Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. The first wealth transfer. Anyways, I love you. I have a lot more to share with you, and I have the green light to do so. But I can't. I have to go and rest now, and I haven't even eaten supper yet. They say I have to stop eating at midnight. And I'll take your prayers. Tomorrow they go inside of me. They knock me out with the anesthesia. You know, when the doctor gets ready to give me my anesthesia, he looks at me, I look at him. He says, "You ready?" And I say, "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come." And he turns away from me. And he turns the valve. This will be the third time. Actually, this is the fourth time he's operated on me. And he turns the valve. And I feel the cold, the coldness going from the IV into my arm. Oh, it just freezes. And as soon as I feel that coldness, I have 3 seconds. I have 3 seconds to finish the Lord's Prayer before I am knocked out. And then, a few hours later, they wake me up. And when they wake me up, "Give us this day our daily bread. Lead us not into temptation." Why? I figured that the last thing that I want coming out of my mouth is the words of God. Because I've already used this mouth to say many bad things already in my lifetime. Y'all take care.